Terrifying. I was sleeping on the top deck when a drone struck. I woke up to a ball of flames. Thought I was going to lose my life, screaming for help. Fortunately, we had no casualties. In many respects, it was a firework comparative to the kinds of ammunitions that Israel are dropping on Gaza and its civilians every single day.
Who do you think was behind the drone attack, and why would they attack the flotilla?
Well, I suppose I'd ask you a question. Who in the world would have an interest in bombing a civilian mission carrying food, baby formula, medicine to Gaza? Who is actively trying to starve a population of 2 million people? Who is using food as a weapon of war? I think while it's difficult to confirm and it would never be admitted, it's quite clear to most that have investigated this case that Israel are behind these attacks.
Do you worry, as some commentators have suggested, that the flotilla's travails perhaps eclipse the coverage of what's going on in Gaza?
You know, we've heard this idea that the flotilla mission is a distraction to the horrors that Israel are enacting in Gaza City, for example, right now, where they are ethnically cleansing millions of people from their homes. And, you know, just over the last 24 hours, we've seen dozens and dozens of people killed. I don't think we should undermine or underestimate audiences. People have the capability to focus on two things at the same time. And that being Gaza and the actual genocide that's taking place and this flotilla mission. The reality is, for the last 2 years, we've watched a live stream genocide take place in Gaza. And in many respects, people see and understand and know that footage. We understand that kids are being buried in rubble. We understand that Gaza per capita has more amputations, according to the UN, or kid amputations than anywhere on earth. The other story, the flotilla story, is a different story. It's a story of hope. It's a story of possibility. It's a story of everyday civilians trying to break the siege. So I don't see it as a distraction. I think they are intertwined. I think people talking about the flotilla are people talking about Gaza. And there's an amazing ability there to actually educate people who had no context about Gaza through the flotilla and then redirect their attention right back to what's actually happening on the ground in Gaza.
But is this the best way to get aid into Gaza?
I think it's a last resort. I think this is a result of international governments utterly failing. The United Nations have been saying for over a year now, the idea that food is being used as a weapon of war, that Israel is deliberately starving Gaza. This is a genocide case that started so long ago when South Africa took this case to ICJ and ICC. Is it the best way? No, of course it's not. This is the worst way to get food into Gaza. You know what the easiest way is? It's to let the food in that's at the borders. It's to let the tons and tons and tons of food in. It's to let organizations like the United Nations do their jobs. They've been doing this for decades. They have experience in doing this. They say they've got months and months of food and aid supplies ready to go. This is probably the most inefficient way to do things. Traveling 3,000 kilometers across the Mediterranean Sea with civilian fishing yachts and little recreational vessels that have got absolutely no purpose doing a mission like this. No, I'd say it's the worst way to do this. It's the most inefficient. It's the most dangerous. It's the most. It's awful. There's nothing that's great about this mission. But what other choice do we have at this stage?
Will you return to the flotilla?
I've got a lot of work to do on the ground. We're going to be really focusing our attention on Gaza City. We've got 50 creators in Gaza that we are telling stories with. There are incredible individuals that are still on that mission. I'm obviously very, very concerned for them right now. I mean, we've seen numerous drone strikes overnight, so we are spreading our attention across both covering Gaza City and obviously the flotilla mission. I think the next 24 hours in many respects are make or break.